How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome back to Blue Lion Finance. If you are brand new to the channel, allow for me to be the very first one to not only welcome you here, but share with you that Blue Lion Finance is a channel solely dedicated to dividend investing, as well as my personal journey to amassing $100,000 within my Vanguard brokerage account. Now, speaking of said account, as of today, that account holds $68,187.85. So yes, that money train is chugging right along, and we are going to be hitting that $100,000 mark this year. So what exactly is today's video all about? I am more than happy that you asked, because I have a treat for you today in revealing to you all of the dividend paychecks that I was paid throughout the entire month of January. Now, while I am absolutely excited to be revealing to you each and every dividend paycheck I have received throughout the month, I am more than excited to go ahead and show you guys through the entire monthly dividend total that I have brought in passively, all due thanks to dividend investing. However, just before we actually dive in, if you could ever so kindly tap on that thumbs up button, it will greatly help me out on this financial journey. And of course, if you have not already, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. Would love to have you along the journey with me. Now, without further ado, let's get right to it. So let's cut right to the brass taxes here, talking about these smaller paychecks that I've received throughout the month of January, and then working our way up to the larger paychecks that I received. That does not mean by any means that any of these companies are better off or worse off to invest in. A lot of it just comes down to the size of my position. So keep that in mind throughout this entire video. But without further ado, our first dividend paycheck came in from an ETF. It is one of my favorite ETFs out there, simply because it is a high dividend, low volatility ETF. It is Invesco S&P 500 with ticker symbol SPHD. Now, SPHD pays monthly dividends, which is what I absolutely love to see. I always like opening up my account and seeing the dividend paychecks coming in. And there's no better feeling than watching one come in on a monthly basis. So SPHD has some of the big name players when it comes to dividend investing. It has companies ranging from ExxonMobil all the way to Newell Brands and Vornado Realty Trust. All companies within this ETF are seriously high dividend paying and low volatility stocks. So amazing companies to hold within your portfolio, and no better way to do so than with an ETF, because if you are brand new to investing, an ETF is one of the most simplistic positions that you can hold within your portfolio, whereas you do not have to do a ton of research. You just have to keep adding money on a monthly or weekly basis to it. So I hold 3 shares of SPHD, but they paid me a total of 45 cents on the month. Now, of course, it doesn't seem like a whole heck of a lot of money just yet, but the whole point to dividend investing is taking advantage of the snowball effect, letting dividend payments do what they do, reinvest in the actual position. So your position is going to continue to grow over time, and you're just going to be able to kick back and collect on the payments. Now, next up on the list, we have STOR Capital Corporation, ticker symbol STOR. It is one of Warren Buffett's favorite REITs to invest in. They pay dividends on a quarterly basis, but they have an incredibly strong dividend yield of 4.51%. Now, I spoke all about STOR Capital Corporation in a mid-month recap video. So if you didn't catch it and you want to go ahead and get more information on STOR, go ahead and watch the video here. But just as a general overview of STOR Capital Corporation, they have tenants ranging from retail to manufacturing, so across many different industries here, with 511 customers spanning across 49 different states and inclusive of over 2,000 different properties. So as mentioned, a very stable REIT to invest in. And as someone who works within real estate, I can tell you that 2020 has been a heck of a year in terms of collecting rent, but I'm happy to report that when I look at STOR Capital's numbers, STOR was able to collect 90+% of their rent from their tenants. So I only have 2 shares of STOR Capital. I will be adding to my position throughout 2021, but as for now, those 2 shares help me collect a nice little dividend paycheck of 72 cents, bringing my monthly total up to $1.17. Now moving right along, we're gonna go ahead and talk about PPL Corporation. Ticker symbol PPL, simple enough. It is another company that I spoke about earlier on in the month of January. It is a utility play in my portfolio. Now, they are a Fortune 500 utility company and one of the largest utility companies within the United States. So really a utility play that is just too big to fail. And one of the number one reasons why I love investing in utility companies is simply because they are very stable plays. I mean, think about it. Everybody needs their lights to turn on and off. You need to be able to charge your devices. So this is just something that when your utility bill actually comes in, you are going to pay it on a month-to-month basis. And when it comes to PPL Corporation, they have a very strong dividend yield of 5.9%. Now, PPL Corporation is going nowhere fast because they serve 10 million customers, not only within the United States, but outside our borders in the UK. Now, with only 5 shares of PPL Corporation, they sent me a nice paycheck of $2.08. That is bringing my monthly total all the way up to $3.25. Let's go ahead and talk about some of these bigger dividend paychecks that I've received. But bearing in mind, the only reason these paychecks are bigger are actually because I have a larger position with them. So the first company here I want to talk about is Medtronic, ticker symbol MDT. Now, Medtronic is a global healthcare technology company that is leading its industry, inventing anything from surgical tools to prosthetics. They are leading the way when it comes to healthcare tools. Medtronic has an incredibly strong dividend yield of 2.02%, a number I certainly like to see, but moreover, a very prestigious title of being a dividend aristocrat. And get this, they have been increasing their dividends for 42 consecutive years. That is absolutely mind-blowing, and a company that I certainly want to invest with. I have 10 shares of Medtronic, so certainly much larger of a position than the other stocks that I shared with you. But nonetheless, for 10 shares, Medtronic paid me a dividend of $5.80, bringing my monthly total all the way up to $9.05. It is here we're going to blast right past that $10 threshold. Next up on our list, we have Omnicom, ticker symbol OMC. Now, Omnicom was a play that I began investing in the early months of 2020, simply because Omnicom is a global media marketing company that was hit incredibly hard after all of these small businesses and even larger corporations decided to rebudget and decrease their marketing spends throughout the year of 2020. So of course that meant the Omnicom stock took an absolute plunge throughout the year. And get this, Omnicom has been paying uninterrupted dividends since they were founded in 1986. So again, another company that I'm going to be invested with for the long haul, and one that I do not expect any dividend payments to be lowered whatsoever, regardless of what's happening in the actual markets. So with only 9 shares, Omnicom sent me my paycheck for $5.85, another number I certainly love to see, and a paycheck that I love collecting, bringing that monthly total up to $14.90. Now, last but never least, I want to go ahead and talk about my absolute favorite paying dividend company, which is Realty Income, ticker symbol O. For those of you who don't already know and who can't tell from almost every video that I put up on YouTube so far, Realty Income is one of my absolute favorite dividend paying companies, and I'm going to continue to invest, throwing money at them on a weekly basis because they have an incredible financial model that pays me out dividends on a monthly basis, usually paying dividends out mid-month. And this month, they sent me my biggest paycheck, so thank you, Realty Income. Just before I reveal that paycheck to you, I want to have you know that Realty Income has an incredibly diverse portfolio as a REIT. They have over 6,500 different properties and over 51 different industries with over 600 different tenants. That is absolutely incredible. They have an incredibly strong dividend yield of 4.62%. So with 36 shares, Realty Income sent me a paycheck for $6.57. So another thank you to Realty Income. Now for all of you who have been patiently waiting for me to reveal my entire monthly total to you all, here goes nothing in sharing with you that I have brought in $21.47 throughout the entire month of January 2021. Now that is an incredible number for someone who has gone from almost making nothing in terms of dividends to now making nothing less than at least $20 a month. And I'm looking forward to only continuing down this path. So if you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join me on this journey. And of course, I would be more than appreciative if you tapped on that thumbs up button. It of course helps me get the Blue Lion Finance word out there and growing this channel. And until the next video, I look forward to seeing you all there.